question of construction. How you read the law determines its function. You say strict, I say that's obstruction. A charter needs room, not a narrow deduction. The framers wrote powers with purpose in mind, not a straight jacket leaving the future behind. Necessary and proper, that's Article 1. It authorizes means till the mission is done. You want a national bank? Watch the logic unfold. Congress can tax, can borrow, can hold. To do these things requires tools that are fit. A bank's instrumental, that's legitimate. Necessary doesn't mean indispensable. It means useful, conducive, defensible. If every statute required absolute need, the government chokes and the nation can't breathe. The Constitution's not a dangerous pact. It's a framework for government ready to act. Implied in the powers the document grants, all the methods to execute, not just the rants. I wrote the opinion, the president signed. A cramped interpretation would leave us behind. The law must adapt if the republic will grow. Your rigid construction, a debilitating blow. Necessary and proper, Article 1. The power to act till the mission is done. You say not written, I say read the clause. The means are implied in the ends of the laws. Necessary and proper, capstone and key. A living framework, that's the republic to me. Woo! Yeah. You cite the convention, I sat in that hall. Your selective quotation won't help you at all. The bank motion failed on political ground, not because ancillary powers weren't sound. Here's how enumeration actually reads. The power to act includes what it needs. Authority to tax implies collections tools. Authority to borrow needs financial rules. Your cramped interpretation has a crippling flaw. It fossilizes government in amber and straw. The founders couldn't prophesy what we'd require in 1860 or when telegraphs wire. Should we amend for every emergent case that process is glacial? It can't match the pace. The brilliance of the charter is durable design, adaptable to futures the framers couldn't divine. Washington summoned us both to the stage. I wrote through the night, filled page after page. Resulting authority spring from the express. The president waited, mine passed the test. Exposed to the evidence, credit restored, investment arrived, foreign confidence soared. Your pinch little reading would strangle the state. My jurisprudence, let the nation be great. Let's parse this together with constitutional care. Article 1, Section 8, meet me there. 18 clauses of delegated authority, the necessary and proper, the capstone, the key. That final provision's no ornament to flourish. It's the engine ensuring enumerated powers flourish. Without instrumental means to effectuate the rest, the granted authorities fail every test. You wanna raise revenue, build the machinery. You wanna fund armies, construct the refinery. The power to what implies the power to how. That's not usurpation, that's functioning now. And here's what your objection keeps forgetting. The judiciary exists for exactly this setting. Judicial review serves as guardian in check. When legislators overreach, the bench can reject. I'm not advocating unlimited reign. I'm championing a government not run in vain. The means must connect to enumerated ends. That's the limiting principle there my doctrine bends. So parse it with purpose, with contextual flair. But don't feign the instruments aren't written there. A durable framework for an expanding land. That's the architecture the founders had planned. Necessary and proper, Article 1. The power to act till the mission is done. You say not written, I say read the clause. The means are implied in the ends of the laws. Necessary and proper, capstone and key. A living framework, that's the republic to me.
Alexander Hamilton here with Thomas Jefferson, reminding you to like and subscribe. Make sure to come back next week for my rebuttal.